Hey everyone, Jessica here from Integral Travel. I want to share with you a series of movements that will keep your joints healthy. This is a great series to do when you're on like a long international flight, just to kind of wake your body up, keep things moving, because sitting sedentary in a plane seat for 14 hours isn't good for anyone's body. So this is a great way to interact our sitting lifestyle, whether it be on a long flight or just on a daily basis. A mentor taught me this series of movements a long time ago, 12 years ago, I think, when I was in massage school. And I can't remember what he called it, but I've gotten to calling it infinite circles. And we're basically going to oil the hinges of our bodies from the head all the way down to our toes. So we'll start with the neck. And you just let your ear drop to one shoulder. And then let your chin drop, roll down towards your chest, and then roll over to the other shoulder. Just moving your neck in a little half circle to the front, rolling from one shoulder to the other. And then as you're ready, you can take it all the way around to the back, but make sure you maintain length in your cervical spine by reaching out through the crown of your head. You don't want to crunch those cervical vertebrae, nor strain the tiny muscles in the back of your neck. And always change directions when your chin is at your chest, and be sure to go in each direction a few times. And if you hear little snaps, crackles, and pops, it's all right. You can work those out with time and repetition. And again, ending when your chin is at your chest, let your head float up. We can do some simple head nods. So lift your chin towards the ceiling and then drop your chin towards the chest. All right, a few times up and a few times down. We'll bring this movement down into our shoulders with some shoulder rolls. Both shoulders at the same time. Here you're working the articulation between your sternum and your clavicles, or collarbones, as they're more commonly known. And you should be able to feel your shoulder blades gliding along your rib cage. You can change directions and come forward. And you can also alternate shoulders. And now we'll bring this movement in a more concentrated fashion into the arms, doing a little backstroke. So working the head of the humerus inside the shoulder socket. So anytime you move a joint or you move bones that move a joint, then your body produces what's called synovial fluid. And it is the lubrication of the joints. So this is a great way to keep your joints healthy and a great way to treat already achy joints. So if you have arthritis or anything like that, stiff joints, you can help bring some more motion back into those joints and hopefully ease some of that aches and pains that you may be experiencing. So bring the movement down into the elbows. And here it's kind of fun to play with little tick-tock swinging of the elbows. And you can use these moves on the dance floor next time you go dancing. Down into the wrists, we'll circle the wrists. And then down into the fingers, just wiggle the fingers. Really great, again, here for arthritis prevention. Before you lose range of motion in all of these tiny little joints in your fingers. All right, we'll bring it back to the torso, the trunk, and work our spine with some forwards and backwards spinal undulations. And we have a whole video on just on the spinal undulation series, so I won't spend a lot of time here, but definitely focusing on the individual articulation of each of your vertebrae as much as you can. And we'll do some lateral spinal undulations. And if this isn't working for you, if you're finding that your body just doesn't move this way, that's okay. You can also just side bend from side to side, and you'll get that same sort of oiling of the vertebral joints along your spinal column. All right, now we'll bring it down into the hips. So step your feet together and then move your hips in a circle, like you're polishing the inside of a cylinder. And you should feel your pelvis articulating with your spine and the low back. You're also gently starting to move the heads of the femurs inside the hip socket. Change directions a few times in the other direction. And then we'll come into a bigger movement with the head of the femur inside that hip socket. So standing on one leg. If you need a chair to help you balance, by all means, take care of yourself, honor your own limits. A few times in each direction. Now we're going out first and then in and down. We'll switch sides. And I'm definitely having some big pops in my hip. And don't worry about that. A lot of times that's some tendons kind of popping over the head of the bone. Now don't do any of this if it causes you pain. Pain is a contraindication. We'll bring this down into the knees with some simple knee bends, which is where we'll start, but we'll take it into circles with the knees. And the reason that we move in circles, each of the joints in circles, as opposed to just a two-dimensional plane of motion, is because energy moves in spirals. All of the energy of the universe, from the spiraling helix, double helix of your DNA strands, to the movement of electrons spinning around the nucleus of atoms, to the planet spinning on its axis. And we'll bring it down into the ankles. So plant one big toe mound and then just make some circles with your ankles. So all of the planets spin, and then they're spinning around the sun or whatever star they're orbiting. And then even the whole galaxy is spinning. So energy in the universe moves in spirals. And so we can unlock stuck energy in our joints and in our bodies by moving each of our joints in spirals. So last foot on the second side. And that only took a few minutes. So again, a great series of movements to just get up from your desk and do, maybe even while you're on a Zoom meeting, but also particularly useful on long flights and to just keep your joints healthy overall. Thanks so much for watching today. Feel free to share your questions, your challenges, and your success stories with these movements and stretches in the comments below. And feel free to visit us at integraltravel.com to learn more ways that you can take your health back into your own hands and maximize your body's natural capacity to heal itself. Remember to hit the subscribe button below, and we'll see you next time.